What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the official release date for WordPress 5.0 aka Gutenberg. It's something we've been preparing for a very long time. I created a few videos on how you can actually learn how to use the Gutenberg plugin to start getting ready for the massive update. This is the first major update to WordPress in several years, but WordPress 5.0, which is right around the corner, is a major release. So as you just saw, the slated release for WordPress 5.0 is going to be on November 19th of 2018, but there will be a beta release on October 19th of this year and a release candidate on October 30th of this year. Now, for some reason, they're not able to meet the November 19th, 2018 deadline. They're giving themselves about 8 days of a grace period in order to get the WordPress 5.0 released. And if for whatever reason they're not able to meet the 8-day grace period, then they're looking to push back the release date to January of 2019, with a release candidate date of January 8th of 2019 and a full release of WordPress 5.0 on January 22nd of 2019. Now, why such a big gap between the November 19th date and the January date? Well, obviously in late November, December, it's a huge holiday shopping time, and a lot of WordPress powered websites are e-commerce based websites, and having such a major release, you're not going to want to have that done during the peak season. Now, part of the WordPress 5.0 release, or at least hopefully, is going to be the release of the default theme 2019. Now, you'll remember we did not have a 2018 default theme, but the goal is to have a 2019 theme as the default theme for WordPress. Now, the 2019 default theme will have full integrated support for Gutenberg. Now, what about the previous default themes like the 2017, 2016, and the other ones? Well, those default themes are supposed to get updates as well in order to support the new editor. So let me ask you a question. Are you excited about this release of WordPress 5.0? Are you nervous about it? Have you been preparing for this release? Or is this the first time you've heard of it? Let me know down in the comment section below. Now, what are some things you should do in preparation for the release of WordPress 5.0 aka Gutenberg? Well, the first one's an obvious. You should back up your entire WordPress powered website. Your files, your folders, your images, and of course your database. You could use your favorite WordPress backup plugin, or you can do it the manual way of using FileZilla to download all your files, and PHPMyAdmin in order to download your database. Now, another thing you should do is get familiar with the Gutenberg Editor. I have a video that I created on how to use Gutenberg itself, and I'll leave a link to that up in the card section up above and down in the description area, so definitely take a look at that. Gutenberg is not hard to use, it's very user friendly, but if you're very familiar with the old way of working with WordPress, sometimes change can be hard. Now, some of you might be saying you're not ready to make the update even when they release WordPress 5.0. You haven't had a chance to test out the Gutenberg editor itself. Maybe you're not sure whether or not it's going to be compatible with all your plugins, or maybe you just want to continue using the classic editor. If that sounds like you, well, also in this video what I'll do is I'll show you 4 different ways that you can make sure to use just the classic editor. I'll show you 2 ways with code how you could disable the Gutenberg editor itself, and I'll introduce you to 2 plugins that you could use in order to use the classic editor instead of using Gutenberg itself. Alright, so with the release date of November 19th of 2018 or January 22nd of 2019, it's time we all get familiar with Gutenberg. But right now I'm going to jump on the computer and I'm going to show you the 2 different ways with code that you could disable Gutenberg once it's released, and 2 plugins that'll help you out as well. So let's jump on the computer. Alright, so if you're not already subscribed to this channel, take a moment and subscribe. I create a bunch of videos on how to manage a WordPress powered website, how to code a custom WordPress theme and plugins, along with some tips and tricks on how to be a freelancer, along with some other videos that might be helpful as well. So definitely take a look around the channel, see if there's something that interests you, and if there is, subscribe and hit the notification icon. If you want to learn more about me and Pixelmerb.com, you can head over to my website, Pixelmerb.com, go over to the About section, and over here I give you some information about how I became a full-time freelance web developer and how I transitioned from a suit and tie type of guy to wearing whatever I want. Alright, so as I mentioned in the introduction, the slated release for WordPress 5.0 aka Gutenberg is going to be on November 19th of 2018, with a beta release on October 19th and a release candidate on October 30th. Now, if for whatever reason they're not able to meet those deadlines, they're going to give themselves about 8 days if needed. If it goes beyond that, they're going to push out the release of 5.0, aka Gutenberg, till January 22nd of 2019 with a release candidate on January 8th of 2019. And again, this is just to make sure that during the major holiday shopping season, there won't be any updates to, or any major updates to WordPress that might impact people's websites. The thinking is that with a release on November 19th, it'll give people enough time to prepare for the December shopping season, or just to focus on getting their website up to speed. Alright, so right now, if you haven't already messed around with Gutenberg, then I definitely recommend taking a look at a couple of videos that I have. One of them is Will Gutenberg Break WordPress? You gotta watch this one. This one I show you how to actually use the Gutenberg editor itself, how you could test it out locally on your computer, and things of that nature. If you need to run a local web server, you can check out my video on how to use MAMP or how to use varying vagrants. Now, if you need to back up your WordPress installation, or if you want to duplicate your WordPress powered website, then take a look at this video over here. It's how to use Duplicator, the WordPress migration plugin. This video is a step-by-step type of video where I show you how to get a local installation of your live website onto your computer, or how to migrate a WordPress powered website. Alright, so now how can you disable Gutenberg if you're not ready for it? Well, over here on my Atom text editor, I have two snippets of code that you could use. You would only use one of them. The first one is to disable globally in the functions.php file. You would add this filter here. Add underscore filter inside the parentheses, your single quotation marks or apostrophes. You would type out this snippet right here, Gutenberg underscore can underscore edit underscore post underscore type, comma separated. And then over here we have a double underscore, return false. So what this will do is disable Gutenberg globally on your website. So if you're not ready to deal with the upgrade or the update to WordPress 5.0 in terms of using a new editor, this is one way you could do it. Now, if you want to target a specific post type, then you would use this snippet of code down here. Function, and then custom underscore disable underscore Gutenberg. This could actually be whatever you want to name it over here. This is just what I gave it in terms of the name. And then you would use the is underscore enabled with the $sign, comma separated, and then post underscore type. This is inside the parentheses right here. And then inside of your curly braces right there, you would have an if conditional. If the post type right here is identical to your post type, you would put in either the post or page, or if there's a custom post type that you're working with, you would replace this line right here, the your post type, with whatever post type you want to target, and then you would say return false, and then you would return is enabled. And then here, add underscore filter, we would use the Gutenberg underscore can underscore edit underscore post underscore type, and then the name of our function right here. And just don't forget to put in your semicolons where they belong and your commas where they belong. Now, this code you would put in your functions.php file if you are the developer of your theme. If you're not, then I recommend creating a child theme and then a functions.php file in there, and that's where you can place this snippet of code. If you want to learn how to create a custom child theme, I have a video on that as well. I'll leave a link in the card section up above and down in the description area, so definitely check that out. Now, what if you don't want to deal with code? Well, you could just go back over here. You can go to this plugin that's created by Jeff Starr. He released this plugin over here that makes it very easy to disable Gutenberg completely. It has some of the features listed out over here, and it automatically replaces Gutenberg with the classic editor. And then it has some options over here as well. You can disable Gutenberg completely, all the post types. You can disable Gutenberg for any post type, or by user role, or if you want to disable it for a theme template, you could do that over here with one of these options, or with the post and page IDs. These are some of the options it has. Now, beyond that, there's obviously another plugin that you could use, and that is the classic editor plugin itself. This one's very popular, and what it does, it just disables the Gutenberg editor or replaces it to give you the classic editor. So you could definitely check this out to see if this is going to suit your needs. Now again, Gutenberg right now is a plugin, so you should definitely take a look at it, see what features it has, see how to interact with it, and if you need some guidance, I do have a video on that. But with the release date of November 19th, it's right around the corner. So right now is the time to back up your WordPress powered website it's time to make sure that you have everything backed up from your database, your files, your folders, your assets, everything. And just get familiar with how Gutenberg works. And if you want to hold off on using the Gutenberg Editor itself, then take a look at one of those plugins I introduced you to, or use the code snippets within your functions.php file. Alright, so that's it. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, smash that notification icon, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.